Hello everyone, welcome back to a Born Again original. So, I tried to do a video on XXXTentacion and Heket. It was taken down. I'm just gonna do the video on Jake Paul and I saw that L. Ron Hubbard kind of had like the original collective of artists and other people. They would live together. Um, so L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons, Jack Parsons was a really high level scientist, rocket scientist, and L. Ron Hubbard was a Scientologist who basically founded the Church of Scientology, which we know as a cult now. So I will go into how they were practicing Philema and how just the similarities between, again, Jake Paul's houses and the houses that they had. So we see Jack Parsons, born John Whiteside Parsons, Marvel Whiteside Parsons. It seems like Iron Man may have been a direct inspiration from this man. So he's a Philemite occultist. We'll go down. He died from an explosion. They never really found his body though, so it's kind of like they don't know whether he was killed in the explosion or whether that he had opened a portal and just got killed by it or something. But either way, these people were so high level into the occult that they were opening portals and they were doing all sorts of things. Philema, a religious movement founded by an occultist named Aleister Crowley. He joined the Ordo Templi Orientis. Cited as a prominent figure of propagating Philema. Personal life. He was considered effeminate as a child. I don't honestly think this is going to get me anything. So either way, we have Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons adhered to the occult philosophy of Philema, which had been founded in 1904 by English occultist Aleister Crowley following the spiritual revelation that he had in Cairo, Egypt. When, according to Crowley's accounts, a spirit being known as Iwais dictated him a prophetic text known as the Book of the Law. Prior to becoming aware of Philema and Crowley and Parsons' interest in esotericism was developed through his book of the Golden Bow, a work in comparative mythology. Okay, and so during rocket tests, Parsons would often recite the Hymn of Pan, which is absolutely hilarious because think you're like a scientist, you're not spiritual, you're in there, you're trying to work on a freaking rocket, and you got Jack Parsons going on and on about Pan. I think like I read it once and it was like, oh, Pan, Pan, Pan the man. I'm not even joking about that. It's actually ridiculous. Either way, he addressed Crowley as his beloved father. So next, we're going to move on to L. Ron Hubbard. So we have L. Ron Hubbard. Go down. He would lead the Church of Scientology, which is a cult. Go down. The organization Hubbard returned to the United States in 1975 and went into seclusion in the California desert after an unsuccessful attempt to take over the town of Clearwater, Florida. In 1978, Hubbard was convicted of fraud. Okay. He decided to drop his body to continue research on another plane of existence. Okay. Life, I don't really. We'll go down, we'll see. In the Naval Academy. He wrote a bunch of adventures, like he was a comic book guy. Okay, so after the war, after Hubbard chose to stay in California rather than return to his family in Washington, he moved into Pasadena, the mansion of Jack Parsons. Okay, think a mansion. There was other collectives. There was other people living there as well. Okay, there's other artists. They would all pool their money together, and just live there and just, follow Aleister Crowley. And now they collaborated on the Babylon working. So when we look at the Babylon working, it was a ritual where they designed to manifest a incarnation of Babylon. And so what they really did was they just like sat in a desert and would they would it was Jack Parsons would use his hand to pleasure himself. Well, L. Ron Hubbard just meditated and described the changes in the energies in the air, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But they're doing ritual, they're doing a sex ritual, they're using sexual energies, which makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, that's how they would open and close portals. So either way, the Scarlet Woman, oh my goodness. Yeah, that was the Office of the Scarlet Woman. I don't think any of these had to do with L. Ron Hubbard in them. But either way, Aleister Crowley, that was part of what Aleister Crowley believed in. And Aleister Crowley was very, very evil. So we'll go back. The individual Scarlet Woman. We'll go back again. But yeah, right. Sex magic ritual. Authored document what had been called the Affirmations, a series of statements relating to various physical, sexual, psychological, and social issues that he was encountering in his life. Keep going down. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to get into, is the fact they lived together. They shared women, right? Like Jack Parsons and here, I'll show you. Okay, so Aleister Crowley, L. Ron Hubbard's second wife was actually very much involved with John Parsons, okay? Yeah, so like her sister's husband, I think that like he got together with his sister's sister and then married her sister. So doesn't it sound like something like Jake Paul and Logan Paul would have a drama where they like dated the same girl, or like they all were in collaboration? Like, it seems like they're acting out kind of like the same thing that happened years ago. Yeah, so we know they were both occultists, embracing Philema. Anyway, I just think it's so interesting these two came together and they were like doing rituals together. L. Ron Hubbard, who's now, like, his own son described him as being Aleister Crowley's like type of rituals, which I'll actually show the video of.
Consistent failure and the use of false and fraudulent
So here's just his own son talking about him.
Time criminal means to cover up these failures and to acquire wealth, fame, and power in order to destroy his perceived enemies. What made you draw those conclusions? What did you see that led you to that?
Because I lived it. 99% of what my father wrote and said about himself is totally untrue. And millions of people have taken this false data over a period of 30-some-odd years and relied upon it and built a set of beliefs and built an organization. And basically those allegations that I made were true because throughout up to 1959, I was deeply involved in all of it.
What did you see specifically? I mean, give me an example when you say criminal means. Like, for example, what did you see?
Fraud and deception, the involvement with, in the early days in Phoenix, Arizona, for an example, in 1952, the involvement with organized crime.
Organized crime in what capacity?
The use of Scientology money, his own money, to finance drug importations into the country from Mexico and Colombia.
You saw these things?
Yes, I was involved with several of the incidents.
You recorded any of this? You have papers to prove? Could you walk into court and prove any of these allegations?
I didn't think for years that I could. Most of it I thought was buried, but I think now, since I've been speaking out, that there has been evidence.
So I'm going to go ahead, and I wasn't sure where the clip was where he's like, oh yeah, they follow Aleister Crowley and what he was doing. I wasn't sure how far that was in, so I'm going to pause my recording of my own screen recording just to find that, and then I'll pull it up for you guys.
Money, because all the money flows.
Alright, here we go. Found it. He's talking about L. Ron Hubbard.
Of course, to my father always has. I was also tired of the fraud and the deception, plus his deep involvement in personal use of drugs on himself and others, black magic.
When you say black magic, what are you talking about? I mean, some of the things that I read in the stack of material, it sounds just absolutely unbelievable. What are you talking about when you say this?
Well, the funny thing is that the actual truth is about as far out as Scientology itself. Really, the basis of Scientology, which is rather hidden and covered over, is the occult, the deep involvement with satanic powers. That he felt that he was deeply involved with a British black magician called Aleister Crowley.
Boom, and that's all you need to know. That is the one guy that connects every single one of these people is Aleister Crowley. Whether it be XXXTentacion, whether it be the Beatles, whether it be, Pink Floyd, whether it be anybody that is involved with entertainment, even L. Ron Hubbard, they try to make it an entire different religion. It's Aleister Crowley, black magic, And so I just wanted to show a quote from Aleister Crowley. So, according to Aleister Crowley, the devil is historically the god of any people that one personally dislikes. The serpent Satan is not the enemy of man, but he who made gods of our race, knowing though good and evil. He bade know thyself taught initiation. He is the devil of the book of Thoth. His emblem is the Baphomet. The androgyne, the hieroglyph of arcane perfection. He is there for life and love. Alright. Show you the Baphomet. So we see literally Satan. That is the physical representation of Satan. In reality, it's just believing that you are God yourself. You are, everything. So, with that being said, we're going to go into Jake Paul. So we see black and white gloves. In my last video, I went over so what this means is Masonic checkerboard. It's giving thanks to Baphomet, showing as above, so below. And then I have another clip to show you guys. Well, hold on, I'll just talk a little bit about what I saw between them. So what I see with Jake Paul in his early career and what I saw with L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons is the fact they all had a collaborative house where they all lived in and they all probably did rituals in. I'm going to show you one of the rituals and let me know what you guys think. Okay. So shout out to infomentari.com. This is Jake Paul's ritual before fights. He does deep meditation, which L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons were doing in the desert to summon Babylon. He's doing it to summon energies before he fights. So this is just a very interesting thing to see. And the fact that he has other people just doing it with him, it reminded me of the fact that they were all doing rituals in this house and just how L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons were most likely the blueprint for that type of cult in Hollywood, anyway, because it was California they're in.
Team breathwork session, which is a ritual we've done for every fight. We basically charge up with our breath, and it's like a deep, long meditation. The first session I ever did, it's so powerful. I started crying, I started laughing.
And sometimes when you're getting possessed by demons, you can cry uncontrollably or laugh uncontrollably. That is why when you see in some churches, they have people say they speak in tongues, but they're actually just going nuts. They're convulsing. It is called the Kundalini spirit. So it's it's a snake serpent spirit. Usually falls upon people who are doing Kundalini yoga and in the New Age. So you can it's a demonic spirit. It's literally a demon.
And we're using a breathwork technique to go into a non-ordinary state.
It just brings up so many emotions, so many thoughts. Maybe there's some weird...
Some people talk about that can be a way to get in your MK Ultra as well.
Spiritual higher powers controlling this career.
So he's saying this weird spiritual higher powers controlling this career. He's talking about he's just made a deal with demons and they're fulfilling their end of the deal as long as he does rituals like this.
We're all gonna try and make a sound.
Interdimensional midwives giving birth to our true self.
Interdimensional midwives giving birth to our true selves? That sounds pretty similar to most likely what L. Ron Hubbard was saying. You know what I mean? Like he was talking about how like they have thetans attached to you and the whatever demons. It just sounds similar. And what I'm saying is that Jake Paul is practicing Crowley's religion. They're all practicing the same thing. It's just really crazy how you just gotta look and just see and just discover these things for yourself.
I love you guys! People will probably be like, what are they doing? But I think they won't be saying that after Sunday night.
All right, so what do you guys think of that? I think it's actually crazy how they
Michael's is
put that
trees
out in
I've
the
never
open.
seen in my neck of the woods.
I'm gonna go back to the browser real quick. And so with that, I kind of just want to say that it's just easy to tell if he's occultist. Like he's had to put his stuff out in the open in order to get his power. You saw that he openly worships the devil. He's saying, "I love you, God." Is that truly the Lord Jesus from the Bible? Is that the God he's calling out to, or is he calling out to a serpent god that unlocks hidden knowledge? Multiple snakes on his body. He seems to love snakes, you know what I mean? Just serpent imagery. Just proof that these people are all... I'm zooming in too far. Just proof these people are not what they seem. They are just cheating themselves out of true spirituality, which is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's just silly to me. But, that's how it was working out. I want to show one more clip. If you guys remember the Martinez twins. Yeah, anyway, I just remembered seeing a clip of them talking about how he made them, do sexually suggestive things towards each other off camera just to bother them. Or he would take their phones and stuff. It sounded like they were trapped in a cult situation. And it just reminded me of the two. I don't know if I'm just clutching at straws here with the similarities, but it just reminded me how things don't really change. Social media just brings them out in the open. if Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard were around today and they had social media, the power of social media and stuff, TikTok and all that, I can imagine they would be sort of on the level of like a Jake Paul, where they'd at least have celebrities in their house with them if they had an artist collective. So that's just what reminded me of it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you again with the next one. I'm going to be doing a video on XXXTentacion, but I gotta figure out what got my video blocked when I tried to upload it, because it was a pretty good video. I don't know, man. I'll figure something out. Either way, if you're new to this channel, not a Christian, open up your Bible and it'll give you wisdom on these topics, and you'll be able to understand who the true God is, and if Jake Paul's right or not. Like, I don't think Jake Paul's God would die for him. You know what I mean? The God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, the God of the Christians. He put himself in a human form, and he came and he died for us, to be able to be in dwelling place with our Father in heaven. So it just makes you wonder, like, are the demonic spirits that, when they get a human form, would they want to kill us because they hate humanity, or would they save us and die for us and give up their lives? I feel like the demons, if they got a physical form, they would probably kill us, or at least try to. Because you're dealing with fallen angels, you're dealing with people, with entities that are, were with God at one point and chose to willingly leave his dwelling place to torment us. Well, not really torment us, but to leave us astray and lead us astray. Anyway, I'm babbling on. I will see you guys next time. And with that, goodbye for now.